Hey guys, good morning, everyone. Let me go and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started. It's 6:14 6:14 right now. So we have about 16 minutes until market open. So let's get everything all set up, and then we can get started with our analysis for this morning. Everything looks good. Solid. Today is Tuesday, January 25th, second trading day of the week. Let me get this link sent out to you guys as well. Hey guys, morning everybody. I'm going to finish setting up the room real quick and then we'll get started. It's 6:16 right now, so we got about 14 minutes till market open. I'm going to start off by drawing the areas of liquidity so we can kind of anticipate where price is possibly going to break out to on open here. So it looks like we got a ton of liquidity on the top side, but doesn't necessarily mean price is going to keep pushing up. So I'm going to draw all these lines right here. And I'm also going to draw them down here. So just looking at current price has kind of been consolidating a bit for quite some time. So there's a lot of liquidity on both sides. I mean, a breakdown in either direction is very, very possible. So we'll see what happens here. See if there's anything else. No, I think that'll be it. All right, so tons of areas of liquidity right here. I'm also going to draw them here on the clean chart. All right, so once I have these all drawn up, we can start looking at market from a full circle. We'll look at retail sentiment. We'll look at fundamentals. Market is opening about 12 minutes, so we still have a lot of time. There's no real rush right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw all these right here. As you guys can see, I have these dotted lines now for the hourly. Had my brother whip up this code for this indicator. I'll be testing it for a while. I know there's a couple of kinks with it that need to be fixed, so I'm not going to be releasing it to you guys just yet. But it helps a lot with identifying certain things. One thing that I started to notice with this here is, so if you see price going in a certain direction, this is it's a pretty strong tool. If you see price going in a certain direction, like for example, right here. So as you can see, these dotted lines right here are the hourly breaks. Pretty much it's marked up at every hour. As you can see right here, if price starts to drop, like if price initially drops, so then you have a momentum signal going that direction, odds are price is probably going to continue pushing in that direction. So like, for example, right here, you have a sell signal, price goes straight to TP. Same situation with with this one over here. Like this dotted line is when the market opened, well first hour for this. This line right here, you can see price is going down. The first signal is a momentum signal. It's kind of like the daily strategy. You let that run. And I mean, depending on where TP is, I mean, it should probably be a lot closer. 410 pips is a lot for 1 minute. So you probably would want to place it at, if you even want to go for the smaller moves, like the 1030, usually hits you right away. So this is something that I've been working on for not too long now, but I want to create the indicator to help with it. So again, right here, same situation. You have the hourly first signal right here. After it is going to be a buy signal right there. And then, if you're using the normal 1030 that we use for the 1 minute, pushes right to TP right there. So still a sneak peek to what we were playing with, or what I'm playing with right now, what I'm trying to figure out. I'm always looking for new things to teach you guys, introduce to you guys that work. Right here, you wouldn't have taken this because price is going down. You have a buy signal. Obviously, you wouldn't take the buy. Again, right here, you have the hourly mark right there. Price is coming down. You have a sell signal. You enter that for a sell. And you let that run. Again, another full TP right there. So as you guys can see, this, there's like little inconsistencies you can find in the market where like it's actually really simple. It's like it's basically the daily strategy, or like a breakout that happens at the beginning of every hour. So again, right here, an hour, you can see prices coming down. You have a sell signal. Take that right there for a sell. You go for obviously a little move there. You let that run, and then full TP right after. So, as you guys can see, I'm gonna keep testing this and playing around with it. I'm also gonna use it for another confluence when we take trades here, to see how that can improve whatever type of entries we take. So as you guys can see right here, price is hitting liquidity. It's pushing to the upside right here. Basically, all these areas have been broken out. Let's see what else I'm missing over here. Right, so for a second, I thought it was just gonna be me and you. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Miles. Morning, Maria. Rick said, so Sean, wouldn't you look at the 10-minute? Not necessarily. I don't ever look at them myself. So, I mean, you can look at them, but you don't have to. Like, one thing that I want to remind people is that sometimes people try to do like way too much. Not that you're doing it, Rick, but sometimes people do like way too much than is really necessary. So Rick is asking if I look at the 10-minute, 1 hour, and the 10-minute and 1 hour K2 SR zones. They're useful, but they're not really all that necessary. I mean, yeah, it's an extra confluence, but sometimes when you guys have too many requirements that you guys put into analyzing something, you end up doing way too much, and you end up overthinking trades, right? You end up taking bad trades. So you can use that, Rick. I don't personally use it. You never see me look at that myself. So I don't know if you've ever seen me go on those time frames to look at the zones, but I've never done that. And I do just as good as everyone else. So I mean, you can do it if you want, but if you ask me personally, I never use it because I don't want to do too much. Because if you do too much, you're gonna second guess your trades. Like, say for example, you have a good sell trade and you're like, oh, it's at this 10-minute zone or this 1 hour zone, and you don't take it, and then it hits TP. That would discourage you from taking certain trades. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but I mean, with the progress I've had in the past couple months, past couple years, I don't really use those. I mean, I use them before, but not necessarily when I'm trading on the 1 minute. Morning, Barack. Morning, Essa. Morning, Slava. Morning, Al. Morning, Rick. Rick said, okay, because price has been going right off them. I mean, price goes off anything, right? Like you go off the 1 hour, go off the 10-minute, go off the 5 minute. Like I forgot who else in the group was using the 5 minute. Oh yeah, Deswell. So let's see. His name's FOREX Pilot. Where's Deswell? Deswell. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so Deswell has been applying. He's been using all of the variations off the off the 5 minute, he basically took all the K2 variations off the 5 minute. This is how much profit he made. And he's not using, any of those other zones. So you guys can, like, just what Rick's been looking at, you guys can use those zones if you want, but it's not necessary. Like, I never use them. I do just fine. Des uses them as well, or he doesn't use them, and he just takes pretty much every trade that he saw here on the 5 minute, made 72K. This is a demo, of course. He's just practicing to see what fits him better, because he's a pilot, so he doesn't necessarily have time to be on the computer all day. So I mean, it just depends. Like, if you guys find something that works, then use it. I guess we can probably look at those, Rick, but I feel like that's kind of just doing a lot of work, a lot of extra work. So, I mean, we'll take a look at it. Anyways, guys, good morning, everybody. Dejan said, hey, do you guys take those trades where, for instance, it sets a lower low and a strong bullish candle after, and you take a buy scalp? I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I'm not sure what you're referring to either, Dejan. I think you're probably talking about a variation 2. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the variation 2 strategy, Dejan, because it sounds like it. However, you're looking for the lower lows and the higher highs. When we just look for the highs or the lows, they don't necessarily need to be a lower low or a higher high. Like, for example, let me see if I could find one here, like this right here, right? It's a higher low, but it's just a low, but it's followed by a strong green candle, just like you mentioned right there. This would be a variation version 2. So it doesn't necessarily need to be off a higher high or a lower low. It can just be off a high or low. It can be a higher low or lower high. Still would have hit TP right there. That's one of the strategies that we've been using. Not sure how long you've been away. I know you come and go because school, but yeah, that'd be a variation version 2. That's pretty much the one that we've been applying. So if you watch the previous mentoring sessions, or if you attend a mentoring session today, we'll go over it. All right, guys. So market is opening in about 3 minutes, guys. So no more, I'm not going to answer any questions. You guys are free to put your questions in the group, but I'll answer them at the end. However, if I skip them and don't see them, I just post them at the end of the session, then I'll answer them. Right now, we're going to focus on analyzing the charts and looking for trades. So looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 62% long. Looking at futures data right now, it's currently 281 points in the red. So looking at this right here, we're definitely looking for sells. Looking at the charts over here, currently we have a bullish bias over here on the 1 minute, and the reason for that is because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is red. I mean, the trend meter is green. However, price is starting to make its way down, so it doesn't necessarily look like it's going to hold its weight all throughout the session. Looking over here at the 3 minute, same situation. Price is a bit indecisive because it's in between the pivots. The trend meter is blue. Looking over the 10 minute. The 10 minute is also indecisive because it's right in between the pivots, and the trend meter is red, but it's shifting between blue and red. So right here, no technical bias. Looks like it's starting to drop below. This might be a push to the downside. If it pushes to the downside right here and triggers this area, this might be a breakout to the downside. So we'll see what happens here. There's a lot of liquidity on the top side and the bottom side, so the breakout in this situation might push down for a sell. So market is opening about 2 minutes, guys. When the market opens, we'll see where price is likely to go. But if we do, if the market does open the next 2 minutes and we have a setup like this where we have a sell signal and a strong red candle, then the breakout will be for a sell, obviously. So let's see what happens here. All right, market is opening in about 30 seconds. So the price goes. All right, market is opening in about 10 seconds. There goes, price starts to drop. Yes. I didn't tell you guys that I took it. I took the breakout right here. So there's a breakout right here. So this is, if you guys remember for the past couple of days, I mentioned I actually entered right here. I didn't say anything because I didn't want you guys to take this risky trade with me, but I took the breakout from up here. If you guys noticed, I always mentioned, you know, when the market opens right here, we usually see the breakout push out in one area of liquidity down here or liquidity to the upside, right? So I took the breakout right here because I saw this this drop below here, and I was like, okay, it's going to hit liquidity and drop further. And that's exactly what happened. I just made about 5,000 off that trade. That was nice. 5,360 full breakout. And I'm already out. So I'll show you guys my profits right now. Sorry that I didn't tell you guys it was going to happen. This is something that I had to do on my own just to test it out. But this is what we've been looking at for the past couple of days, right? As I started to show you guys, this is why I draw the liquidity zones, because you can catch the breakout before it actually happens. This was technically the breakout candle right here. Or actually, no, it's like a pre-breakout. Basically, like when market is going sideways like this, I draw liquidity right here. And I know some of you guys did notice what I was doing. Charlie said he caught it too. He used a half lot. I used a full lot on that, a full 10 lot, because I was so confident that it was going to hit, because it's been hitting every time. Basically, we had a sell signal here. Area hit liquidity right here, and I actually entered a sell. So when price came down right here, I entered a sell right here. And I actually went for a smaller, I don't usually do a positive risk toward, but I did a positive risk toward right here because I just wanted to be safe. So when price came down right there, it filled my order right here. And then it just went straight to my TP right down there like that. So looks like a lot of you guys actually took it with me. Nice, 13 took it as well. Yeah, so nice work, guys, for whoever caught it. It's okay. This is something that I'm still testing, so I'm not necessarily looking to make it openly available to you guys just yet until I make, you know, pretty solid profit off it overall. So let me just take a screenshot of my profit real quick, and I will continue on with our analysis here. So let's see. Nice, Brian took it too. So a lot of you guys actually took it, which is great. If you guys have been following me, and you can see right here, liquidity is still pushing even lower. Huge drop to the downside. There's no entries available right now, so it's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and take screenshots of my profits real quick to show you guys, you know, what was made off that trade there. So let me see. And there it goes. Price just continues to drop below. Yeah, this wouldn't be any entry off that. So let me. Sorry, I'm just gonna log into my MT4. I don't know why my MT4 logs out sometimes on my phone. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna be something that we're probably gonna start applying. Now for the break, obviously there's gonna be, you know, the original breakout, but this breakout's like, yeah, I made hella profit off that trade. Let me take a screenshot of this real quick, guys. Right, screenshot of that. And my MT4 is gonna laggy. So this kind of paid off for like all the days where I kind of just been chilling and not really taking trades. Wow, a huge wick right there, guys. So be a bit careful with the market right now. I mean, I made pretty good profit off that trade, but I'm going to keep looking for more. So yeah, I know you guys are asking if Maddie's here. I don't know if Maddie's here today because he just started school, his new semester. So I'm not sure if he's here on the live session, but oh, Maddie is here. There he goes, Maddie. Maddie, I'm not sure if you saw what I took, bro, but it's the same thing that I've been looking at. Here's my profit. I actually made a lot of profit off that trade. So here's my personal account, made 167. Here's my MFF, made 4,500. Here's my FTMO copier, I made 5,960. And then here's my main one, I made 5,360. So I made a lot of profit already. I'm already up like almost 15K for the day off just that one breakout. So let me see this real quick. Locked in some nice profit off that K2 and K2 US 30. There's gonna be a variation in everything. You know, we have the original variation, we have variation, breakout, we have breakout variation. And as I get more comfortable with applying this strategy, of course, I'll show it to you guys. A lot of you guys already see what I'm doing with it. You know, just watch the live sessions and you guys will see how I'm locking in that profit or taking that trade. It's a risky trade right now because I'm not too comfortable with taking it. But, you know, over time, it's going to become a staple to what we apply daily, just like how we normally trade. It's just going to be a matter of time until we catch it here. All right, so anyways, back to the charts, guys. There's no entries that are available right now. You can see all the liquidity here has been triggered. So I'm going to take all this stuff off right here. Also that one. And I'm just going to draw more areas of, you know, liquidity around this area here. So we can catch more moves. But yeah, huge candles right here. All around. Zoom out from right here. Gotta clean this up over here too. Oops. All right, so price is kind of just shooting all over the place. So you want to be a bit careful looking for these trades here. Let me go and take a look at the sentiment. Sentiment is still long and the fundamentals are now, let's see where they're at. Fundamentals are very red. So and this market is crazy. It's super red right now, but you can see price is shooting up for no reason really. It should continue to drop lower. So that's a manipulated push to the upside, which is okay. We'll let it keep pushing up and then we'll catch, because the stock index is all red again. There's like one stock here that's very green, which is American Express. I'm not sure why they're so green. I know there's earnings today. Let me just check this real quick. Wall Street looks lower. Let's check that. It says, you know, 5 things to know today. Fed is likely to signal a March interest rate hike at the end of the meeting. Shoot. Pfizer Biotech launched trial of COVID vaccine targeting Omicron. Man, there's a vaccine for everything. J&J expects $3 billion in COVID vaccine sales. So you're going to see J&J shoot up. Probably IBM jumps after company beats quarterly earnings revenue. All right, so there's a lot of things here that are indicating price is going to push up, but I don't know. Looking at the market here, it's kind of wishy-washy. It's not necessarily, I mean, it doesn't look like it's really directional at all. It's still kind of going back and forth. But it's all right. I mean, it's just how it's just how it'll continue to push along until it does choose its direction. I do think it's going to come down though, because looking over here, I mean, retail sentiment is still long. So we're looking for sells with regard to retail sentiment. Fundamentals are also very red, the 300 points in the red. So we're looking for sells here, definitely. So it's fine if price continues to bounce around. We actually want price to bounce around so that we can create more areas of liquidity down here. So that when price does hit liquidity, you know, we'll keep pushing in that direction. So no trades available right now. I'm I'm not sure if you guys want the requirements on here. If you guys want the requirements on the screen, just let me know. I'm going to keep them off right now because it, Steven, no questions right now. Steven said I have a question. Steven, no questions right now. You could ask questions at the end. We're just trading right now. So, because I don't want to answer your question, because once we get into your question with you, it just turns into a black hole and I keep answering more questions. So no questions right now, Steven. We're answering questions at the end right now. We're just trading. So if you have something to say about the charts, you can say it, but I'm not going to answer any questions at the moment. All right, so let me just scroll up real quick. I just want to see if I'm missing anything that people are calling over here. Scroll down a little bit. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so no questions. All right, just want to make sure there's no questions right now, guys. If you guys do have questions, you guys are free to put them in the chat. I'll scroll up and review the questions at the end when we're done trading. But right now, we're just going to focus on looking for trades. If you guys want me to put the requirements up here, let me know, and I can put them up. But I think a lot of people would prefer to have a clean chart. So I'm just going to try to keep it as clean as possible. I'll call out the requirements if we see anything here. But if you guys need them on the screen, just let me know. I'll put them up and you guys can take a screenshot or write them down, and then I'll take them right back off. So nothing here off the 1 minute, nothing here off the 3 minute, nothing off the 10 minute over here, possibly a snipe actually. So I'll let this load up. All right. Actually, this whole area right here looks like zoned area. Okay, so there's no snipe here because there's no sell signal, but if there comes a sell signal right here, then this would be a snipe. Also for the daily over here as well. Daily hit full TP yesterday. Looks like it's gonna hit it again today. So, all right, anyways, here we go. Price just retested this low. So I'm gonna move this low a little lower. I'll just pull it back to like about 6. So there's the the low for this session. Here's the high for this session, and you can see prices bouncing around this area. Here's a clean chart, not really much going on here. Price just going sideways for the most part. It's a huge range, but the range is going to get tighter eventually. When the range gets tighter, it's going to be easier for us to catch the breakout. So we'll have areas of liquidity marked up. So something to look out for. But no entries here off the 1 minute. Nothing off the 10-minute. Market kind of died down a little bit. Let me go over here and see if there's any other news that we should be aware of this morning. Looking at the all the indices, they're all red right now. So the Dow is down. Oh, this is pre-market. Let me refresh this. The Dow is currently down 423 points. S&P is down 72 points. NASDAQ's down 254 points. The entire index is pretty much all red right now. Looks like the Fed is likely to signal a March interest rate hike, and that further policy tightening is coming. So well, that sucks, but we'll see how that plays out. Other than that, I don't see anything else here really. But we're still looking for sells, guys. All the indices are red. Retail sentiment is indicating a sell. So we're looking for any variations here or any triple confluence. Those are the two main things we're looking for: variation 1, variation 2, and the triple confluence. We'll see what happens next. It's only 6:44, so we still have a lot of time. There's no rush. But my main focus is going to be looking for possible scalps here. So let me see if there's any profits that were sent in. I think Tiana sent in some profits over here. Yeah, so Tiana actually took some sells there as well. She took that big sell, the one that it looks like similar to the one that I took. She made 2,460. So nice work right there, Tiana. Total profit of 3,879 for the day. So great work right there, Tiana. Other than that, Steven over here too. This is a different Steven. Steven locked in a total of 328 off his account. Nice work, Steven. Here you can see prices dropping below here. And there we go. We were indicating, we're anticipating this sell here, and the sell-off is happening, but there's no entries available for us to take. So unfortunately, we're not going to bandwagon onto this drop here. I'm going to wait for it to pull back a little bit, but you can see here prices dropping exactly where we anticipated. If there was a catalyst causing price to drop like this, then I would bandwagon on these sells here. However, there's nothing that's really pointing towards a sell from my analysis here. There's not really much aside from us already looking for sells. There's no news here causing it to really drop even further. I mean, unless there's like some COVID news or anything that came out, then maybe I would drop it. This is a cause as well. If the U.S. starts to, I know Biden said that they were going to place some U.S. soldiers, in Eastern Europe. If this happens and this actually we get involved, then obviously the market's going to drop even lower. So if we had something like that, or we had some COVID news, and we would chase these sells, kind of similar to what happened with COVID. If you guys traded with me during COVID, when COVID first started, we were taking sells. There was no entries available. We just basically took these high lows when they broke below, and you just make instant money that way. I mean, it was like super easy to make money during COVID because there was a catalyst, right? If there's a catalyst pushing price to the bottom, then you can chase that drop. However, today, there's not really much of a catalyst. There's news going around and nothing that's necessarily saying like, oh, market's going to crash, right? When the shutdown happened during COVID, you could sell and you can make money without even thinking. You could literally just sell when there was a good selling entry. There wouldn't need to be a necessary strategy, but you can just sell and you can make profit very easily. For that today, there's nothing really indicating that. So I'm not looking to just hop into these sells. I'm looking for a possible retracement and then a possible variation for a sell for me to enter it so that I can drop even lower, right? Or not even that. If price just drops from here and we have a triple confluence and it closes below here, then I'll take it because there's an entry for me to take. So basically, it's just going to be a matter of waiting for an entry to appear. Yeah, Maddie said a 10-minute snipe. So there's a 10-minute snipe right here, guys. I'm not looking to take it because the candle is just way too big, just like what Maddie said. But technically, this would be a snipe entry right here. For these, I can put the requirements up because it doesn't really take up too much space on the screen. Same with this right here. This would be the daily, but I'm not looking to take this either. It's just too big of a candle. It's probably got to pull back a little bit. So I'll probably wait for it to pull back before I actually think about entering this, or I'm going to enter it on the 1 minute. I'm not necessarily going to look to enter this on the 10-minute or the other 10-minute, unless I have some sort of confirmation from the shorter time frames that it's going to continue dropping, which, I mean, it probably will, but it's probably going to retrace before it drops further. The problem with you taking it right here, guys, because you guys can see TP stop loss is going to be about 500 pips. Your stop loss is going to be way too tight. So this is why I wouldn't enter it right away. This candle is just way too huge. Measuring this candle right here, this is about almost a 3,000 pip candle. So I don't recommend anyone enter this right away. I'll probably wait for it to pull back a bit and then make it a bit of a late entry. It's just way too huge. Off the 10-minute for the daily and 10-minute for the snipe. It's just too risky of a trade. There goes, price drops lower. There. Let's see, that candle is going to close in about a minute or 20 seconds actually. So yeah, this would be a snipe here, guys. I don't recommend you guys enter it. It's probably it's going to pull back quite a bit. It looks like this candle is way too big. Randy said zoom in and you'll see a 1 pip wick off the 1 minute here. At 33. Yeah, there was a wick right there on the bottom for a buy. I wouldn't have taken the buy anyways, even if I did see it there. Also, nothing right here either. Yeah, so there's a snipe right there. As you guys can see, price is pushing up. So I'd probably wait for it to push up. What you can do is you can probably put a sell stop here. So price is currently in draw. It's pulling up for retracement. You can place like a sell stop right here. So when it comes down, it'll fill it. I wouldn't enter right away. Like I mentioned, it has to retrace, and that's pretty much what's happening right here. Same with the daily over here as well. If you guys want to enter it, I'd probably wait for it to pull up and then put a sell stop there to catch it as it drops. But I'd probably give it some time because it's probably going to retrace up. It usually retraces up maybe to the halfway candle, halfway of it, somewhere around there. And then it comes back down. It doesn't necessarily need to come all the way up there, but it can come up, pretty heavily before it drops. It's just too huge of a candle, right? It's not one that I look to take because this is just like a 3,000 pip candle right there. So if you guys did what I mentioned earlier, you guys are probably in the trade now. And there you go, as the price continues to drop lower. So yeah, if you like what Paul said here, he said I usually put a sell limit halfway point of the candle. So if you put a sell limit somewhere around here, if you enter the sell stop, you're probably in the position now for the snipe. I'll put an alert here. So I probably don't need to. It's going to hit TP already. So it already hit TP. So if you guys waited for the pullback and you put the sell stop, like I mentioned, it would have hit TP right here. Same with the daily over here. So I'm not sure if you caught it, anybody, but that was pretty much what I was mentioning right there. The sniper hit full TP. As I mentioned earlier, it's a bit risky because the thing is, if you entered right here right away, you probably would have gone into some heavy drawdown and it would have gotten close to your stop loss before it pushed right back down. And it's probably going to retrace back up. So after it hit TP, I don't recommend anyone FOMO into this trade. If you're already in it and you hit TP, then stay out of it. I don't recommend entering it right now if you guys are entering late, because this can easily shift all the way back up and stop you out. I never recommend anyone FOMO into a trade. I still do it myself. I've been doing it myself like the past couple of weeks, and it hasn't been playing out very well for me. Obviously, it becomes a very risky trade. So nothing available off there. The sniper already hit full TP. Here's back to the 1 minute. I'm still looking for that retracement that's likely to happen. And I'll catch, a variation or something as it appears. But currently right now, there's nothing to take at the moment. Huge dead space right here. Yeah, it's just a huge dead space right there. Nothing off the 3 minute. Snipe's done with. The daily over here, still running. I think it's already hit TP2. So yeah, it's already past TP2. So I'll just have an alert here for the full TP. And I kind of like markets like this, but I also don't when it's, because like if I saw a candle like this where it wasn't as huge, then yeah, I would have hopped into it. But this candle is way too big. It's just too big of a move. Like just measuring it right here, the body's over 2,500 pips. The entire candle is like over 3,000 pips. It's way too big. And there he goes. It drops lower. It's probably gonna hit TP eventually. It fits our requirements here. Retail sentiment, fundamentals. Yeah, and this thing, it's crazy how much the Dow is dropping, guys. I don't know if you guys remember these numbers. Like we haven't seen these numbers since the Omicron variant, and we haven't seen these numbers since COVID started. The market's definitely coming down, and it's coming down super heavily. Still looking for entries here, but there's nothing for us to take at the moment. The thing that you guys want to do is be careful and not fall for these traps. Because like, what everyone was saying earlier, today's Trap Tuesday, where there's usually traps that get set up. So last thing you want to do is enter a sell. and then price pushes all the way back up. So like now that price has dropped super heavily, even if we get a variation for a drop, I probably am going to be a bit careful with taking it. Looks like price is almost to full TP from the for the daily. It's getting close to it. This orange line right here is a full TP for the daily. But as you can see, price is starting to push back up. Big green candle right there. I was going to be a bit careful. Thanks, Maria, for reminding me. We have news today as well, guys. So that's another reason why I'm not looking to take anything at the moment. We have news right here at 7 o'clock, which is a CB consumer confidence for the US. And then we have the Richmond Manufacturing Index. They're anticipating it to be negative. You can see previously is 115.8. They're anticipating it to be 111.4. So that news might help push it far enough to hit its TP here for the daily. But still not looking to hop into these sellers unless I get, you know, some sort of good entry here. Got to be patient and got to be disciplined. I mean, I already made a lot of profit for the day, so I need to be very careful because I'm already up. Yeah, I'm up 4,000 off that one, 5,000 off this one, 6,000 actually almost. And then, so here I can just add it up actually, it's probably easier. So my first account right here, 167 plus 4,500 plus 5,960, 59.60 plus my last one right here, 53.60. Yeah, so this is how much I'm up right now. So I'm being a bit careful because I don't want to throw away any of my profit taking something risky. I'm gonna wait for something good to come up. That breakout really paid me out really nicely across all my accounts. So this is why I'm going to be a bit more careful. Like I mentioned before, guys, I know a lot of you guys have pressure to pass your challenges right away, but once you guys are funded, you know, your main goal is to stay funded. So once you get funded, you're a lot more careful with your trades because you don't have a profit target to really reach. You know, the profit you make is pretty much free profit at that point, especially because once you get funded, you get paid out your refund as well. So it's gonna be a matter of waiting for those perfect entries right here. Going over here, let's see. Retail sentiment is currently at 62%. Let's refresh it. It's now at 64%. So you can see a lot of people are stacking onto these buys, which is perfectly fine. They're falling for these traps here because they think price is going to shoot back up. You know, we'll let them enter those trades there. What I'm looking for is for price to consolidate. Right now, I don't necessarily want to enter any trades, even if we find a variation. I want price to consolidate sideways so that we can catch it as it comes, you know, right back down. Because the problem is if we just enter a snipe or a variation as price pushes up, we're going to get caught in this push to the upside, right? That's what we don't want to get caught in. We want to get caught in an area where price is actually consolidating sideways so that when we get a variation, it just dumps, right? Looking at this right here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There would not be a entry here either for a high low because there would need to be 5 candles there. Let's see, CD said MT4 keeps disconnecting. I think mine hasn't disconnected. Let me see, my volume's up. Yeah, mine hasn't disconnected. I'm not sure if anyone else is having issues with MT4, but I think mine is okay for now. I'm not sure if everyone else is okay, but that was an issue a lot of people had yesterday. Yeah, professor said he has issues with MT5. Mine's okay, thankfully. But yeah, I'm not sure if everyone else is running into some issues today as well. All right, there was a couple of the profits that were posted over here real quick. So we had Stephen over here with 328. We had Professor here with 2,967. Nice work, Professor. Nice. And Professor actually took the sell there. Took about a 3,000 profit win. So nice work right there, Professor. Scrolling up right here, Narith locked in the sell too. So a lot of people actually took that sell with me earlier when I looked for the liquidity. He locked in a total of 6,908. Nice work, Narith. Dell here as well, locked in a total of 1,956. So great work right there, Dell. I think that's it for the profits right now. We got Billy over here as well. See, so Billy posted some analysis right here that he took for US 30. He also took a sell, locked in a nice 5,695. Nice work, Billy. Yeah, did pretty good right there, bro. So other than that, nice. So he locked in another 1,788. Nice work, Billy. Other than that, I think that's it for now. There's a possible variation right here. However, there's a wick on the top. So unfortunately, no variation off that, but we are getting into a consolidation phase, which is what we were looking for. News just came out. It looks like it might've been negative because price is starting to drop below. So let's check out that news real quick. CV consumer confidence. It was actually positive. So it's positive, price still dropped lower. Looks like the daily is about to hit full TP. Almost there. Yeah, the 1 minute is just gonna move a little lower. Actually, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually gonna be a high-low entry right here. I was a little tempted to take it, but I'm not going to take it because it's getting close to this candle is just too big. Fuck, I should have just taken it. I'm not going to take it now. It's too late. And there's news right now too. Yeah, just like what Charles said. So I would have wanted to take this right here because I would have wanted to catch the last move of the daily over here. But there was news, and I'm glad I didn't take it because look at how price shot right back up. So you're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see some fake outs right there. So I'm not looking to take any of these trades right now. Obviously, that would have been nice to just catch the last push of the daily right here as it hit full TP. But and I'm not going to count this trade, guys. I'm not counting these trades because I did tell you guys that both of these are going to be a bit risky. So I'm not counting the snipe here as a trade for today. Obviously, I didn't take the trade, so it's not counted. Same with this daily here. It was just a markup for you guys to see if it would hit. I did think it was going to hit, but it was just a bit risky for us to hop into because we just didn't want to trade off the news. So just to show you guys, the strategy still worked perfectly fine. Daily here hit full TP, snipe there hit full TP. This high low here as well hit full TP, but it's a really quick move. So if you don't have your TP set there, and if you enter the trade late, like say if you entered like a split second late, you could have gotten screwed because it would have hit your TP, but if you didn't pull out, it would have hit your stop loss, right? So this is why you guys got to be very fast, and you guys can't second think your trades. So yeah, Maddie said I was going to take it, but there's news positive, and it was swinging up. I agree. No, and smart move there, Maddie. Me and you've been talking about it. We can't be taking dumb trades anymore. We got to be on point with our analysis. So looking over at retail sentiment, D just confirmed that it increased. So it's at 64% now, refreshing it now at 65%. This is great for us because if retail traders keep trying to buy the dip, we'll just keep selling, right? We're going to keep doing the opposite of everyone else. And yeah, so Paul, thanks for that too. Paul said that, damn, this is crazy. The fundamentals are down 780 points. This is like, I don't even know what to say. It's like, you don't see these numbers unless something crazy is happening. Like there's a war going on, or if COVID has a new variant or whatever. This has been like super red for the past couple weeks now. The market is now definitely turning bearish. This is why I don't hold anything long-term. A lot of people are losing a lot of money right now. this is pretty wild. I mean, looking at the 1 hour right here, say for example, if you bought US 30 when it was at the high over here, you'd have been so pissed because look how much money you would have lost if you bought like up here, because people kept thinking it was going to keep pushing up, right? It pushes up towards the end of the year. This is where we made a lot of profit by just buying US 30. And then now it shifted right here. Now it's dropped a lot. It's dropped over 33,000 pips. So, I mean, it's crazy. This is why I don't trade long term. I just scalp, because when you scalp, you don't really have problems, right? You can get in and out of the trade pretty quickly. You don't have to worry about price, dipping too far or pushing up too far. We get in and out within a few minutes or so, and we call it a day. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing for us to take at the moment. It's really risky to. Yeah, it's going to be kind of risky for us to take some sells here unless we have like a really good entry. So I don't necessarily recommend people enter a trade just because or using one of the single strategies. I'd probably use it with a confluence, like how we've been doing, either triple confluence or a variation. Yeah, Talanji said, yeah, the S&P and most common investment stocks are getting destroyed right now. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people who have investment accounts like 401ks and stuff, a lot of them are heavily invested in S&P and the US 30. So they're getting rocked right now, pretty heavy. Yeah, Patrick said crazy market. Yesterday, Dow was down 1,000 points, but still closed green at the end of the day. Yeah, so if you guys remembered, here, I'll do this. I'll go to a clean chart. So if you guys remembered yesterday, I mentioned, well, I always mention to you guys the mid-mark reversal, right? So if you guys remembered from yesterday, if you guys followed that mid-mark reversal, I mean, you guys could have made a killing off that. I wouldn't have taken it because it's just, obviously it's just way too risky of a move. But yeah, so for example, right here, there was a ton of liquidity, right? When it went off the live session. And I warned everybody, I told everybody, you probably wait for this mid-market reversal and it's going to spike all the way up, right? So we had a ton of liquidity here just sitting. It was literally just sitting because price just kept dropping, right? So I know Charles asked me, a couple other people asked me like, hey, why do you think price shot up like that? I was like, all the liquidity got hit. So basically all the liquidity here that was sitting and, just waiting to get triggered, finally got triggered. So as you can see right here, all the liquidity here, this was at about 9 o'clock yesterday. So it's getting close to the mid-market reversal, right? Mid-market reversal happens from 10 to noon, right? So a lot of people are a little confused why this was happening, but I was like, it's the same thing that happens every day. It's the same mid-market reversal. So price is pushing up right here. Buy signal came right there. Price hit liquidity right here. What happens from that point? It pushes up to the next area right there. Pushes up to the next area right there. And it just keeps hitting liquidity, right? When it hits liquidity, it just keeps pushing up. This is why I don't chase the sells. I wait for actual entries. So right there, price hit it again. Came down slightly, pushed up, hit that area right there. Came down a little bit. And then it came all the way up. So as you guys can see, all the liquidity here was getting hit, right? People are wondering like, why is it pushing up so high? Because he just keeps hitting liquidity. Those same levels that we drew, price will bounce off it, and then it'll just keep pushing right back up, right? And all those lines that I drew right there, see how they all got hit? Because there were areas of liquidity. So, and there you go, push right past it, literally straight to the top. So I know a lot of people have been experimenting with the mid-market reversal. I mean, it works out pretty nice. I might catch them one of these days, just take a small lot size and just write it up or write it down. No variation off this, guys. There's a wick off that red candle right there. So unfortunately, no variation off this. Let's see, Barack said, I've learned more here than I've learned from any book, tutor, or mentor. No, definitely, Barack. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of you guys killing it here at K2. It's been amazing how you guys that you guys have gotten better at trading just from being on these live sessions, because a lot of you guys learn mostly just from my analysis. It's not even like me teaching you guys anything specific. It's just listening to me talk and listening to me analyze the charts, because the way that I trade just makes sense, right? I trade a logical way. It's just the way that it's how I learn. So the way that I learn works with a lot of people. It's just explaining it in a way that makes sense, because I know a lot of people like to overcomplicate trading. They like doing like way too much on the chart. For me, it's like, all right, just identify these high lows, and then use the momentum indicators here as confluences. So basically, the more confluences you have, the better, but you don't want to have too many requirements, because you'll just never have anything to take. Charles said version 2 buy if you're insane. Yeah, there was a buy right there, the one that Charles just mentioned. I'm not looking to take any buys. So even if I saw it there, I wouldn't have taken it. It's just too risky. And it did hit. Nice. So Paul actually caught it. Paul said I caught the version 2 buy. Knew it happened because of the drop. That was too heavy. Let's see. Yeah, Charles said Paul is crazy. Yeah, no, but Paul did see the wicks below. He saw it pushing up, so he kind of anticipated it to push to the upside. But yeah, it's still super risky. As you guys can see, price is starting to consolidate. This is great because now it's setting up for entries for us. We want price to consolidate like this, because when price does consolidate, it provides us the opportunity to catch these breakouts and whatnot. Or not necessarily breakouts, but variation entries and stuff. All right, so as you guys can see, price is now consolidating within this area right here. All right, so as you guys can see, market opened here at about 6:30. This is the high, this is the low, this is the medium range, and now this is a smaller range within here. So price is now ranging and consolidating within the smaller consolidation zone. Sooner or later, price is going to break out to the upside, or it's going to break out to the downside. We'll be waiting for that when it finally appears, but Barack said a B2 hit. I don't see a sell here, not yet. This one was kind of close, looked like it could have been a V1, but as you guys can see, the range is getting tighter and tighter. So we got another low right here. There we go. And here is the smaller consolidation range right here. So price is consolidating pretty hard right now. Looks like it's preparing for a breakout to either the upside or the downside. Price is currently breaking above here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no high low there. We're just gonna move this a little higher when it closes. There we go. Let's see. Looks like retail sentiment is starting to increase again. So you guys just mentioned it's at 65 right now. Refreshing it, it's now at 67. Wow, it's now up 67, Maddie. So a lot of people are trying to buy this dip. People think price is going to push up, which is perfect, because when price pushes up, it's going to drop super heavily. You guys can see that there's a lot of areas of liquidity that are building up right here, like this. Is perfect. Yeah, I want price to push up. I wanted to keep pushing up higher and higher, so that when price does come crashing down, I'm gonna be ready to take those sells. It's gonna push up for a while. Let's see. Peter said even CNBC posted, be very, very careful. Strategists urge caution on buying the market dip. I agree. I think this is going to come crashing right back down, guys, which is going to be pretty fun for us because we're going to be waiting for that to drop, and then we'll jump right into it. Yeah, exactly. It says this is exactly what Peter just mentioned. Let me see. Solange said, I've never seen the market sentiment like this. Yeah, the market sentiment's actually moving really fast because a lot of people are trying to buy that dip. I'm gonna let it keep pushing up. I don't mind that it keeps pushing up because I'm gonna catch that drop when it does happen. I want it to keep creating areas of liquidity right here. I know there's a lot of areas of liquidity up here, but I want areas of liquidity on the downside because that will help with determining, you know, which direction we decide to trade, which is obviously going to be a sell. I'm not looking for any buys at all. So Brock said, I request if we can later after this live session review the issue of Wix. So your chart should be the same, Brock, if you're using the same broker data. We use currency.com. If you're using different broker data, yeah, your Wix are going to look different because each broker has different data. From my experience and from me trading for a while now, US 30, I found currency.com to have the most accurate data. So that's what I personally use. You don't have to use it, but that's what I use. So that's probably why you're seeing things differently. I definitely don't use MT4 data because that, I don't know, for some reason, it looks like the worst data whenever I try to trade off it or use those candles there. Like I would see some variation B2s on there and they did not play out like how they're supposed to. So yeah, I personally would recommend using currency.com. It's been the most accurate data that I've used over the years. Usually it's like raw data too, because it's futures data. So it works. I mean, it works well. All right, so price is pushed up over here. No variation version 2 right here, unfortunately, because there's a wick right there, as you guys can see off the red candle. It's really small, but if you zoom in close enough, you can see that there's a little wick right there on top. So unfortunately, no variation off that. We'll keep following it. It's probably gonna push up higher, but definitely no variation off that right there. Oh, nice, Paul. Birthday's tomorrow, big day. So a couple of wins would would be good for you to kick off your birthday week. Oh, gotcha, Brock. Okay, yeah. So Brock's using mobile MT5. Yeah, if you're using MT5, they also use different data. So, I mean, depending on which broker you're using to follow it, if you're connected to your FTMO, it'll be FTMO data. But I don't think the FTMO data is that accurate. The price is accurate, obviously, but the candles are a little different. They're not as clean as the ones on TradingView. So that's why I do all my charting on TradingView versus MT4. MT4 is just an outdated platform, so I don't like using it very much. Yeah, Maddie said push up and bring sentiment to 70. That would be perfect. Exactly. So this is why you guys got to wait for perfect entries or like actual variations. Because look, if you guys took if you thought this was a variation and you took it, you would have gone stopped out already. So this is why you got to make sure that it's an actual variation. Like there has to be all the requirements have to be met before you take the trade. Looking at retail sentiment, it's now at 67 still. It's probably going to keep increasing, guys. There's a lot of people that I could like basically what I'm seeing here, guys, is I'm seeing people getting trapped into these buys. They're pushing price up so more people enter these buys, but then eventually price is just going to come right back down. So this is fine. As price continues to push up, I'll keep drawing these lows here. And then as we have these lows, it's going to identify where liquidity is sitting. So it's going to help a lot with identifying that. Nice work, Billy. So yeah, Billy locked in some pretty good profit today. He's his account right here, locked in 13K. Nice work. 7K off this account. And yeah, took a 5-minute trade right there. These right here as well. So yeah, nice work, Billy. Looks like all your accounts pretty much hit pretty solid for the day. It's pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, other than that, there's a couple of profits here that people have been posting. I'm still looking for trades, guys, but there's nothing available right now. So let's see what other people lock in for the day. Angela locked in a total of 1,218 off GJ. Nice work, Angela. Patrick over here locked in a total of 4,107. Nice work. Yeah, Isaac said preserve capital, only traded one FTMO today. Would have had all winners, but stop loss closed out 3 trades early, only banked 21K for the day. Yeah, Isaac said only 21K, right? So Isaac over here had a couple losses, but he bounced right back, made a total profit of 21,000 for the day. Nice work, Isaac. Yeah, I mean, 21K is not very much, right? Jokingly. But yeah, great work right there. Isaac. Dell over here as well, locked in 3,212. Nice work, Dell. And I think that's it for right now. So if you guys have more profits, go ahead and send them in, but there's nothing available at the moment. Yeah, Charlie said, damn, almost a V1. Yeah, that was close. If only that was a double wick right there. Could have taken that V1 right there for a nice drop, huh? Yeah, straight to TP. It's all good. Here is another consolidation range. So price is now consolidating within this area, which could be preparing for another breakout. So if we get a variation here, we could probably catch that and then write it back down. But currently right now, there's just nothing for us to take unless price just consolidates for a bit. Then we get a sell signal for a triple confluence. Let me just write it down. There we go, as price retest this. Unfortunately, no variation off that. There's a wick off that red candle. Yeah, not really much to take here. Fahad said for that almost V1, thought the first candle, second candle is green. Let's see, Fahad said for almost V1, though the first candle was red and the, yeah, see, so for the variation version 1, Fahad, the candles don't really matter. It just matters if it has a double wick. So basically the double wick rejection has to be off the same price. That's gonna be a version 1. For version 2, that's where you need the opposite. You need the opposite. Like, so for example, right here, for version 2, you need the red candle for the bottom or for the low, and then followed by the strong green candle, because it's a reversal pattern, right? You get a drop to a low and then a strong green candle to push to the upside. So for version 2, you need a red candle for the bottom or red or green candle for the top. For the version 1, the candle doesn't really matter. You just want to look for the double wick. They're just two different reversal patterns, basically. Nice work, Paul. Paul said on his demo, he's testing out his new strategy and other new strategies. He's up 22K. That's great work right there, Paul. Yeah, definitely no problem, Fahad. Maddie confirmed that retail sentiment is now 68% long. Right, it keeps bouncing around between 67 and 68, which is normal. Price is still going sideways, which is perfect. This is what we were waiting for. I think what we might have next, guys, is a triple confluence. I think that's what might be coming next. And that's what I'll be looking for. Peter said, anyone know any hackers that can help cash out demo profits to my bank account? Right. You know, guys, it's crazy. Like, it's a common problem with a lot of people where they do really well on demo, but they go on live and then they don't do so well. One fix that people do is they just add it to a copier. Like I've mentioned to you guys before, but, you know, just reminding you guys, if that's your problem where you guys do really well on demo, but you can't do as good on your real account. You know, you can trade off the demo and just copy those trades to your real account. So you don't have that. It's a trade psychology thing, right? A lot of people get nervous when they trade a real account. When they're trading demo, they trade like they don't care, and they do really well. So we'll see. Paul said, if triple confluence comes up, will you hold it? I'll take it normally, but I'm not going to hold it for a longer drop. Price going to enter right away for one move, unless I have a confluence indicating that price is going to drop further. Like if I see something on the 3-minute or the 10-minute, then maybe I'll hold it longer, but I'm not sure if I will be doing that because these candles are pretty big, so I don't want to be holding them for too long. Our daily's already hit. Yeah, I mean, it depends. So if we just see, yeah, Brock said he's going to send a set a trailing stop. So for me, it's going to depend on, because these candles here are huge, right? Like literally all these candles here, if they go opposite of your direction just for one candle, it'll stop you out. So I'm gonna, unless we have like something that's pointing, that's like, say if we have a 3-minute that's running or a 10-minute that's also running for a sell, then I'll let it run. But if we don't have any other confluence, then I'm probably just going to take the 100 pips and call it a day with that trade. You know, for a situation like this, you want to make sure that you have as many confluences, because that's going to dictate whether price is likely to keep going that direction or if it's going to spike back and forth. Last thing you want to do is lock in your $1,000 and then it pulls back and stops you out right away, right at break even. So you just got to play it by ear and see how the market's moving. Let's see, Charles said the 3-minute daily hit full TP. Yeah, no, it did, Charlie. Oh, no, Charlie, Charles. Yeah, so this right here was a 3-minute daily. Obviously, I wouldn't take a buy, but if you guys did take it, it would have hit full TP right there. Right, so retail sentiment is currently at 67% long. So guys, as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity that's starting to build up down here, right? So what does this kind of tell you guys? Where do you think the mid-market reversal is going? It's probably going to come down. So price is probably going to keep pushing up for a bit. They're going to keep stacking up these buyers. And then, you know, I always draw the mid-market reversal like around this area. So let me just draw the lines right here real quick so you guys can see. You know, price will probably keep pushing up, and then that's fine, because once it comes time for a mid-market reversal, price will just probably come crashing right back down, right? So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but just FYI, if you guys are wondering when price will drop, a lot of opportunity for it to drop. Turn on the sessions indicator. Yeah, there's the Asia low right there. I forgot to turn that on. It's been a while since I've had those on. Finally fixed my chart. I just had to delete my old chart. When I was on the mentoring session the other time, guys, I messed up my chart. So I think this time when you guys ask questions about editing your chart, I'm going to just open a clean chart to show you guys stuff, because I don't want to mess it up again. But here's Asia low right here. I'm going to mark up also opening price. So opening price happened right there. Draw it over here as well. Price generally tends to come back up to opening price, and then it'll come back down later. But yeah, this dotted line is opening price. And this dotted line right here is going to be the Asia low. You can see right here on the side what it is. So it's fine if it keeps pushing up. I'm definitely not going to chase that push to the upside, because it's going to drop eventually. It's currently 68% long now. So we'll see what happens here. But I do think price is going to come crashing right back down. This dip is, well, people are buying the dip, obviously. But yeah, price might bounce off here. Or price might bounce off here. So definitely something to keep in mind. There's areas of rejection that are coming up. Henry's asking if I can show you my depth market. I can't show my depth market tool, Henry, because it doesn't drag over. It's on a separate screen. But yeah, I have my stop loss set at 3,000 and my TP set at 1,000. These are for FTMO though. So if you're using FTMO, then yeah, that would be it. Your lot size would be in the middle, but that's what you would set it to. If you're using FTMO, I'm not sure what it'd be on other brokers, but for FTMO, you have it set to 3,000 and 1,000. And it's not based off lot size. That's just pips. The numbers you're putting on those boxes are pips. Your lot size is going to be in the middle. It doesn't change based off lot size. Those are just pips because you're going for a 300 stop loss and a 100 TP. So you just add a 0 to it to confirm the decimal, because it's going to be like, 300.0. I'm trading 10 lots, Henry. Same lots that I've been trading. I don't really change. I just stick to same lots that I've been trading off. So as you guys can see right here, price is bouncing off this area, the Asia low. I come right back down from there. Thanks, Randy. So Randy actually posted a video right there, Henry, if you want to see in the chat. It's a video explaining the depth market tool. Here, let's see. Yeah, Brock said we're about to nosedive. Paul said drop coming soon. Hey, Charles said might have to take a mid-mark reversal with a 1 lot or a 0.1 lot. Yeah, just to test it out, because it does drop pretty heavily. Paul said one thing Maddie and I noticed is sentiment is key with liquidity grabs. Yeah, I mean, it's always been key, right? It doesn't matter. Like, we've always used, this is the first requirement. If you look at anything, retail sentiment is always going to be the main catalyst, right? If we're looking for sells, we want to make sure retail sentiment is long. Vice versa, if retail sentiment is short, we're looking for buys. Yeah, it hasn't really changed. It's always been like our main confirmation. We have a possible variation right here. That could be closing soon. Yeah, possible variation right here. Let's see where this closes. So let's see, price is coming down. Let's see if it closes. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Damn it. Fuck me. Unfortunately, I took an L on that, guys. Man, this market is fucking annoying. It was like, I probably should wait a little bit because it was at the sessions, but whatever, I took the loss on that. So I lost all my pros from this morning. It's probably going to come down and hit TP now. Yeah, it was so close to my TP too. And here we go, as it comes down. It's probably going to hit my TP. The problem is that these candles are too big. So like, it's so close to hitting your stop loss. I might have to use we might have to go for a bigger target. We might have to widen this out a little bit to maybe like 25.50, because it's just gonna, if you get a move like that where price just drops back. So unfortunately, hit my stop loss off that. And there it goes, price comes back down. So guys, I'm gonna hold off a little bit on these trades because these candles are just too big. Normally we're used to these candles being a lot smaller. But these candles are like 300 to 400 pips, like each. I should have had we might have to have a wider stop loss and a wider TP just to, the TP stop loss is just too tight. So unfortunately, I took a loss on that. That's just some of my prop for the day, so it's not too much of a loss. But yeah, the range here is just too tight, because each candle here is about like 400 pips. So if it pulls back even a little bit, Also, because the spread's kind of wide right now, market's too volatile. Let's see. Yeah, but it looked good. Like what Maddie said right here, he said V2 pending off Asia 2. It looked like a good trade because it was bouncing off the Asia low right here. So we were expecting it to drop, or at least drop a little bit. But yeah, we might have to make some adjustments, guys. Volatility is just too high. So we might have to adjust this. That's why we don't have a set TP stop loss for the strategy yet, because this is, we created the strategy during the winter. So the market was kind of slower during that period. We might have to change it up a bit. So I will, we'll keep testing it. This is going to be before I actually start like teaching it to you guys officially. But whatever, eat the loss off that. Yeah, Paul said 300 and 100 is better for the summer. I know, Josh, but it doesn't matter because that's not one of the requirements. Charles said maybe we should just avoid trades around the session. Yeah, I mean, normally we do. We usually avoid trades around the session right here, but this trade just looked really good. So it is what it is. Eat the loss. It wasn't like it was a bad trade. It was a good trade. So if you go back over here, let me show you guys. If you go back over here, this, and we're just going to reanalyze it really quick. So we had the high right here. We had a strong red candle. Usually when price bounces off the sessions like this, it usually drops like at least a little bit, right? Like even at least a little bit. Unfortunately, it didn't play out like that here. So if you just analyze everything from this perspective, you know, not using the technicals here, obviously, because the technicals are not going to be a big use here because they're kind of just all over the place. But just using the retail sentiment, it was long. You can see right here, it dropped a little bit. Fundamentals were red. Looking over here at the stock index is completely red. So I'm just going to analyze it real quick to show you guys that, you know, sometimes a good trade still, they don't hit all the time. So all red here, everything is pointing towards a sell, obviously. And this was a good entry here because we have the rejection and then we have the strong red candle right here. I was expecting it to drop a little bit, so I entered kind of early. And then unfortunately it did spike to the upside. But yeah, as you can see right here, let me just show you right here real quick. See how small our range is? Any push to the upside right here can easily just hit our stop loss. And that's basically what happened. So it is what it is. Move on to the next one. Yeah. And there you go, man. Look at this. Price came all the way back down. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, Charles said just unlucky. Yeah, it's just an unlucky trade, but it's all good. So you guys can see right here, price was supposed to come down. It was just that it was just you know, spiked to the upside and came right back down. So it's all good. Anyways, let's look for the next one here. Let's see, we got this right there. And now price is now ranging within this area. So I think what I need to do now, guys, is when we start the session or before I look for a trade, I got to measure these candles to see, and we'll have to use different presets. So if the candles are too big, like the candles are like 700 pips, there's no way we have a 300 pip stop loss. Our stop loss would probably have to be something like maybe like something a little more than that. But we'll see. Yeah, and Kenan also said the spread was ridiculous. I think that's why I got kicked out so early. The spread was just too wide. Yeah, Paul said V2 for a buy right here, but I'm not looking to take it. If you guys want to take it, feel free, but I'm not. I think price is about ready to come back down. Looking at the liquidity down here, if prices push lower, it's likely to drop from there. But yeah, this is the buy that Paul is looking at right here. Not one that I would recommend taking because the sentiment is so strong. But yeah, as you guys can see, the range here is too tight. Yeah, just hit TP off that. But I'm still not looking at taking buys at the moment. So as you can see, price is now ranging within this area. Zoom out a little bit. It's kind of a bigger range. this right here. Let's see if I can find something right here. All right, price is still pushing up right here. I think we have a low there. This is not there anymore. All right, let's see what happens here. If we get another variation, I'll probably take it because it looks like price is starting to make its way back down. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, Ken said the spread keeps switching, so be careful. Yeah, so it looks like the spread is, I am looking at it right now, Ken. It's actually, it's pretty volatile. I might have to lower my lot size and go for a bigger push instead of going for these like 100 pips. But if I do, I'll let you guys know. I'm just looking at my MT4 right now. It's, if you guys are looking at your MT4, it's changing like pretty often, the spread. And to look at that, just look at the little bar at top. So the, the little number on top, you can kind of see it right here too on currency.com. So as you guys can see, this is the spread for this broker. If you guys look at the spread on FTMO, it's actually moving a lot faster. So you guys want to be a bit careful. Yeah, Peter said spread goes from 110 to 320 back and forth. Yeah, so you guys might want to be careful when you guys are entering trades, because the thing is, if you're entering a trade and your stop loss is at 300, you might get automatically stopped out because the spread is so wide. So just be careful, guys. You know, just FYI, everyone here is starting to notice it. Thanks, Ken, for the heads up. And thanks, Peter, for letting us know as well that you guys saw that. Okay, that's gonna be a big factor when you guys enter a trade. The last thing you want to do is enter a trade, and then immediately after you enter it, hit your stop loss because the spread's too wide. So we gotta look out for that. This is why I don't like markets when they're too crazy. I kind of like it when the market's actually not moving as volatile, because the spread isn't changing so often and you don't get these random spikes. Like for example, right here, the sell that we took. If it didn't spike up like that, we would have hit our TP, but unfortunately it spiked up like that. We got another high here that's pending. It's rejecting again off the Asia low. Let's see, looking at my spread, the spread kind of calmed down now. It's not moving as, never mind, it is still moving crazy. Yeah, and the spread here is moving crazy on currency.com. I just saw it go from like 800 pips right now. All right, so there's a possible variation here again, guys. I don't think I'm going to take it. I'm going to wait and just watch it for a little bit. Sam's asking, do you think we're coming out of a scalping market? We never come out of a scalping market, Sam. It's always a scalping market. The higher the volatility, it actually becomes more of a scalping market because you can just enter trades and just pull out. What happens when the volatility is high is a lot of people will trade without a stop loss. I don't recommend people do that, or you trade with a wider stop loss and you just hold on to it until their CP hits. So we never come out of a scalping market. The market's always going to be a scalping market. The market that it comes out of would be a swing market because you don't have these bigger moves. So like during the summer, we don't have a swing market because the market doesn't really move very much, go sideways, or it barely moves. But the scalping market never leaves. Scalping is always here to stay. So, you know, you can scalp with a bigger stop loss TP. It just, you have to adjust your TP stop loss. It's just that the market was really slow during the winter. That's why we had tighter CPs and stop losses. But now that we're entering spring, volatility is getting a bit higher. So we might just have to double our TP stop loss. And if we did here, I think it would have worked out. Or even wider. I mean, we could even do like, because if we did like 100 to 50. I mean, it still would have worked out right there too, right? It's just something that, you got to make adjustments as the market goes along because volatility changes. Yes, no entry off this right here. There's no entry off that low. Price is now pushing above opening price, which is right here. This dotted line right here is going to be opening price. Let's see. Jay said hopefully creates a double top and drops. I don't think it'll drop yet. I think it's going to drop eventually, maybe during mid market, but I think it's going to keep pushing up for now, at least. Let's see. Yeah, no, exactly, Sam. So Sam said, right, gotcha. So just adjust TP stop loss, probably lot size. Yeah. So if you're going to increase your stop loss, you're just going to lower your lot size. You'll still make the same amount of profit. You're just going for a bigger move. Talanji over here said, do you think this giant drop has anything to do with people shifting to NFTs? No, definitely not. I don't think that has anything to do with it, because the people that are like if you guys do the research, there's not that many people who have shifted to NFTs. Like there's barely anybody. It's not a tap market yet. So that's why it's good for a lot of people who are new to it to just hop into it now because it's still new. But people aren't switching from futures to NFTs. It's usually the traders who aren't even trading US 30 who are doing NFTs. A lot of the old school traders who trade US 30, they're not switching to NFTs. That stuff's just too high tech for them, right? They just stick to US 30. So I don't necessarily think that that's affecting it at all. Because the thing is, if the NFT market was so good, or crypto market in general, you wouldn't see Bitcoin kind of like dropping as it's been. It's just tying. Let me see if I can find a better one. Coinbase. Yeah, so I mean, looking at Bitcoin, if the whole crypto market was doing so great, Bitcoin wouldn't be going down. So just you don't have to be worried about people leaving the futures market, because I don't see anyone leaving the futures market anytime soon, because the world still works. It still runs off the futures market basically, because all the big companies are within here. And even so, the big companies from the futures market are going to create their NFTs, which they already have. It's just going to keep becoming a bigger ecosystem. So guys, check this out. As price pushes up higher right here, looks like it's going to hit liquidity around this area. Yeah, I'm curious to see where it pushes from here. I'm tempted to take a couple trades here for some buys as price hits liquidity, but I want to be a bit careful. I don't want to take any unnecessary risk here, because this is literally gambling at this point. I do think price will, if it does hit this area, so price pushes above here, I do think price is probably going to push at least past this area here. And then if it hits this area, it'll probably push even higher. But it's a huge gamble, right? So I'll probably just watch it, but I don't think I'm necessarily going to take these trades here, even if it hits the liquidity. Yeah, no, Talanji said, if you look back at previous data, Talanji, you can see that. So like if you go to US 30 here on the higher time frame, or let me show you. This is normal at the beginning of the year. So as you can, if you want to go back to January of last year, or this is COVID, so it's not really a good factor there, but you can see right here, Talanji, market always drops during January. This is nothing new. Price usually does drop, then it comes right back up. So if you go back and just look at where price moves during January, it always comes down, right? Just look at any time during January. That's just how it moves. It comes down. January again right here. So this isn't something different. I mean, if you guys are new to the market, yeah, this might be like, oh shit, the market's dropping. No, this is normal. Like the price, like this normally happens during January. Price will drop. So again, right here, for a couple couple weeks or so, price drops. This is nothing new here where price is dropping today. This is normal. Again, right here, January, price is dropping, and then February will probably come right back up. So you guys just want to be aware that this isn't a random occurrence where price is dropping. I know it seems weird because you guys haven't seen it drop this much like during the winter, but November, December is usually bullish. January to like February or March, it's usually bearish, and then it comes right back up. So if you guys are ever curious as to like why price is dropping, just go and see previous data. Just go back and see January of last year or January of the year before that. And, it just repeats itself. It's nothing new. Solange said I was about to liquidate my investments. I did that when COVID happened. So when COVID happened, I actually cashed out my 401k when I was still working as an attorney, which I'm glad I did because it dropped pretty heavily. And then I made a lot more money using that funds to trade. So to trade through day trading. But yeah, I mean, everyone trades differently, right? Everyone has different trade psychology. So it depends. Yeah, Fahad said, damn, American Express is the only stock that's helping push it up right now. Check that real quick. Yeah, Amex is up 13 points. I don't know why Amex is up so much. I don't know if they released earnings or anything, but yeah, they're the only one that's up. Everything else is pretty much red. Fundamentals are currently down 256 points. See, this is kind of where I like it. I like it where it's like around like 100 to 200 points. When it's like 700, 800 points in the red or 800 points in the green, that stuff's where price gets manipulated like really easily because you just don't know what's going to happen when price gets to that point. Here you can see as price pushes up. I think if it pushes around this area right here, it's probably going to push up higher, but it's just going to be a matter of time until that happens. Let's see, Jay said, was that counted as a high low? Which one are you referring to? Jay, I'm trying to see. Oh, this one right here. You're looking about this buy right here. Yeah, this would be considered a high low if you're just applying the high low by itself. I think this is the one you're referring to, right, Jay? This candle right here, right? So yeah, if you're applying the high low by itself, that would technically be a high low. And it looks like it would have hit TP. Yeah, right there. Man, it's crazy. So like looking at how the market's now moving, you can see how volatile it is. So like if you were to take any of these scalps here, stop loss is just way too tight. But it does hit. So I mean, we can probably even increase it just slightly. Or 25.50, something like that. Yeah, 25.50 looks like it could be the new sweet spot for these 1 minute scalps. But obviously we'll see how it goes because the market isn't always moving this volatile. I think this one just might be a 1 day thing where the market's super volatile. It's been volatile today and yesterday, but volatility might die down. So price never reached this area up here, guys. We were waiting for it to reach this area right here, which it didn't. So it didn't hit liquidity. Now price is starting to drop below here. We might get a triple confluence if it closes below here. I'm trying to see if I want to move for a bigger TP or stop loss. It's a little hard to think off the fly right now. Might have to increase this to 25. And I might have to lower my lot size. Five. All right, so no high low off that or triple confluence. Price is kind of just bouncing around this area. I'm going to delete that. Move this over here. Move this over here. I'm going to delete this stuff here so it's not in the way. And this market is crazy right now. Look how fast these candles are moving. This one right here just dropped about almost 1,000 pips. So, all right, I think for sure we're gonna have to adjust our TP stop loss for these scalps here for on the 1 minute because these candles are just too big. So yeah, nothing off of that right there. Let's drop this a little lower. Yeah, I just realized it's 7:55. So I was hoping to get at least one more trade to just cover that stupid trade that I took earlier. But I mean, it's all right. I'm still in profit for the day. I did lose a lot of my profit from the trade earlier, but it's okay. You know, it happens. Oh yeah, so thanks, D. D also mentioned that the trend meter is green. So no entry here off the high low or no triple confluence. The trend meter is green. It's above the pivots. That would just be a normal high low, which I'm not looking to take right now. Nice, let's see. Deswell just sent his profits. He said all wins, no losses. Got to get this K2 jet. Yeah, so if you guys remember Deswell, he's the one that created the 3-minute strategy. Damn, so he's killing it, guys. This guy is like on fire. Look, for the day, 91K. And this is a demo, but you know, given that he does this on his normal account, he's been trading on the 5-minute. He's basically applying the variations off the 5-minute. So Deswell over here locked in 91,000 for the day. That's crazy. Yesterday, 72,000. The day before that, 100,000. So I might have to start doing what Deswell is doing because he's killing it off these 5-minute variations. So I might have to play around with it, see what he's doing here, because these profits are crazy. Wow, Deswell, you're killing it, man. With these here, so let me see. Yeah, Hugo said volume is now halfway. So I guess only retail traders in the market at the moment. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's crazy as well. You know, I kind of want to look at the 5-minute now because if he keeps hitting it like that, I mean, we might as well trade on the 5-minute. Because these 1 minutes they're just too volatile. It's almost impossible for us to catch anything good on here. So here, let me do this. I'm going to go to this chart over here to see what is Deswell doing. High lows. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so this is what he caught right here. And I don't even know if he's trading with the bias, but I don't know if that's even a variation right there. I gotta check. Maybe his variations are a little different. Maybe his requirements are a little different because I do see some entries here, but they don't look like normal variations. They might be a little different. So this might be another tweak to the variation. Let's see. I'm just curious what he's been taking over here. Because it does look like you can take these for a way bigger move. Yeah, it looks like Deswell might have a little tweak to the variation. It might not have to be an exact touch. Unless Deswell is just taking all the high lows, because it looks like if you take, I mean, for the most part, looks like if you get a low and it's followed by a green candle, it almost pushes every time. So I'm just looking at these, you know, obvious patterns here. You know, again, right here, you have a red low followed by a green candle. If you go for like 500 pips or even 1,000, yeah, 500 pips looks solid. It look really good. Let's see. Yeah, so you have a high here, a red candle next to it. About 500 pips. Wow. That actually looks pretty solid. So I'll have to play around with this. When I get off the live session, I'll probably play around with it and I'll see. But anyways, back to the charts over here. Price is starting to make its way back down. There's no entries available right now, but it's already 8 o'clock, so it might not be nothing for us to take at this moment. Yeah, I'll have to ask him regarding that. But so yeah, guys, I think that's it for this session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Just a reminder, we're having the group mentoring session today at 2 o'clock. So I'll be back later today for us to get on that group mentoring session. So I'm probably going to try to play around with this 5 minute to see what Deswell has been applying. And but from what I see here, it kind of looks like this is like another version of a variation. Basically, what I can see here is if you get a high and you have a pending sell too. So I think this is what I'm starting to notice here. If you get a high, it's a green candle followed by a red candle. I don't think it matters how strong the candle is, but if there's no pending sell, or if there's a pending sell, you can take it and then it pushes pretty heavily in that direction. Same with this again right here, right? So we have a high here, we have a red candle next to it. There's no sell signal yet. I mean, it's pending. So if you were to take that there, another full TP. So this looks a little different. I'm going to ask Deswell what exactly is he applying, but I could kind of see what he might be doing here, because you guys might not be able to see it, but for me, it's like easy for me to see because I see these patterns almost every day. So let me see if I can find another one here. Again, right here, red candle for a low, followed by a green candle. Another full TP right there. If you're going for like about 550 to 500 to 1,000 pips right there. Again, right here, a low with the red candle, green candle after it, pending buy signal, full TP. High right here, green candle, red candle next to it, sell entry, full TP. Again, right here, a high, green candle, red candle next to it. Or there's no pending red though, there's no pending sell. So maybe that's not a requirement that's necessary, but I could kind of see what's being done here. This right here, a low, green candle. I mean, you have to figure out the TP stop loss would be too. There's a lot of things that you can do to tweak this, but I will ask and we'll see what we can do here. But I mean, this looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty solid. High here, red candle right there. I mean, it's too big of a candle, so I might have not taken that one, but or maybe our stop loss would be at the previous swing, which would be right here. So if that previous swing, you do a 1-to-1, it's a pretty big move. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty solid. Let's go here. We'll go to a random point in time where it's not just like today. So let's just go to like a random day. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna click rewind to any of these areas. And this is, I don't even know the strategy. I'm just thinking of a strategy on top of my head. Again, right here. So again, green candle, red candle following it. And right there. I put it the previous swing, which is about 35 pips or 350 pips, full TP. Again, right here. This candle is kind of too big, but let's see if it still works. About 90. This might be too big. So I'll have to figure it out, guys. Maybe if the candle is too big, then maybe we'll hold off on it. But looking at this here, so again, right here, a high green candle followed by a red right there. Place at the previous swing, should be about 35, 35 full TP. So it looks good. I mean, for example, here, you're looking for another one here, low, high. Again, right here, we have a high followed by a red candle. Enter that for a sell. Stop loss past the previous swing right there, or there would probably be a threshold. Full TP right there. So actually, yeah, this looks really, really good. Definitely something that I need to play around with. Again, right here, a high green candle, red candle following it. And I literally just created the strategy right now just by playing around with it, because there's a lot of stuff here to play around with. So threshold maybe like 25. Full TP. And this is me just pulling up a random area in the chart. I didn't even look for this specifically. Green candle, red candle right there. Enter a sell right there. Stop loss at about 4. We could probably round it over to like 40. Full TP right there. Yeah, this works pretty nice. I mean, if we're doing a 1-to-1 here and the win rate's so high like this, we can literally take every single trade and just play our odds, because it works pretty good. Again, right here, a low candle followed by a green candle. Take that for a buy. About 33 pips or 330 pips. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it, but it does look good. If you do a 1-to-1 each time, like, you're almost guaranteed to always be in profit at some point. Yeah, this thing's crazy. It's crazy how accurate this is. Let's see. Slorm said, "Can the trend meter be a confluence?" I mean, it could. There's a lot of different confluences you guys can use, but I think without it is just fine. Because I just played, like, I randomly just pulled up, random area in the chart, and I just showed you guys all these entries here that came up. And it's really simple. So, yeah, I mean, like, again, right here, right? So we have a high red candle. And I think this would be a lot easier for a lot of people too, because it's just, you're just kind of just plug and play. It's like, it doesn't take much to come to play this here. So again, right here, full TP for a sell. So again, right here, this is like a blind trade where I don't know what's going to happen next. We enter this right here, stop loss right there at about 32, I guess. So about 320 pips. And this is something that you guys can play around with. So you don't have to wait for me to come up with something. I mean, you guys can just play around with it and see if you find something. Full TP. So I think I'm going to start applying this strategy, or I'll start testing it, because this thing works really good. Damn, man, do you see this? Bro, like, right here we have a low, right? Red candle, it's followed by a green. And Dezel's always coming up with these golden nuggets right here. Full TP right there. So I don't even think this stuff's really. Yeah, so no high low off here, guys. I know you guys are still looking for trades here. It's after 8 though, so I'm not looking to take any more trades, guys. So if you guys are looking to take something, you guys can keep trading, but I don't recommend it. I'd probably wait, because, well, actually not really, because it's already hitting liquidity around this area. We might see price drop farther below. Below this area, because it's already hit liquidity. If it hits this area right here, it might drop even lower to that point down there. Yeah, there's high lows here that are coming up, guys, but like we were mentioning before, the volatility is really high, so you guys might want to be careful entering these trades on the 1 minute. You might want to switch off a little bit with the TP stop loss, because if it's too close, you're gonna get stopped out before you even hit your TP. Maddie said, yeah, this one right here too, the 751. So Maddie just said the 751 right here. There's a high at this point. And this is not a strategy that I know, guys. I literally just came up with this right now, like within a few seconds. I didn't really look at anything. I just kind of saw patterns on the chart. So like high there with the green candle, followed by a red candle right here, pending sell, full TP off that. I mean, obviously this is going to take a little more work because it's on a higher time frame, and your TP stop loss is always going to be changing. So here's another one right here, guys. Let's follow this. I'll stay on for like another, yeah, because Maddie said one's printing right now. Curious to see if it hits. So right here, the low with the red candle, it's followed by a green if it does close in the next 4 minutes or so. I'll hang on for like another 10 minutes or so, and we'll see how this plays out. And this is all live. So I literally just thought of the strategy right now. And we'll see how it plays. Let me see. I'm going to ask Deswell what he applies on here. All right, let's see if this closes right here, Maddie. If it does, we'll see how it goes. But if it doesn't, that's all good. I'll probably just test this on my own time to see. Yeah, no, exactly. D said, I didn't like how big the candles were today. Hopefully tomorrow we get some solid trades. And yeah, no, exactly. Or if not, we'll just have to adjust to see. We'll just have to adjust our TP stop loss, because the thing is, it's just moving way too fast. Like you said, you know, it's hitting the it's hitting areas where, well, I mean, it's pushing too far where it hits your stop loss before it hits your TP. So here's another area of liquidity, guys. So if price hits this area, I think it's probably going to drop even lower. So if it hits this area right here, I think price is going to keep dropping below this point. Pips right here. So we'll see where this liquidity pushes to. Let me see if I can take this real quick. Let's see. Certain price is currently pushing to. Oops. Because it's hitting this area of liquidity, so it might drop even lower, but we'll see. Anyways, going back to what I was looking at earlier. See, me and Maddie are looking at this 5 minute. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're going to get one off that, Maddie. But yeah, it's basically like a V2 variation without, it's like a V2 variation without the other requirement. It's just an opposite candle. Let's go back to this 1 minute over here. And this market is moving it's kind of slowed down a bit, but trying to see if it pushes down, because they hit this area of liquidity right here. See if it pushes down to this next level right here. Let's see, spread is still kind of crazy. So if you guys do trade on the 1 minute, you might have to use a wider stop loss, guys, just FYI, because your spread is going to be, I mean, the spread's kind of wide where it might hit your stop loss before it hits your TP. So you might want to go for a bigger target, maybe go for a bigger stop loss. See, bigger stop loss and bigger target. Seems like it's necessary. But yeah, this 5 minute over here hasn't closed. You know, if anything, we might have to just wait for this play out. This is the thing that I don't like about the 5 minutes, that it's a bigger candle, so you have to wait a lot longer versus the 1 minute where it just hits right away. Randy said we can wait. Yeah, let's see. See if it pushes lower. Yeah, no, exactly. Maddie said if it hits like that, I'd wait. No, it's for sure. And the thing is, it's crazy because it looks like it applies in like any area. So like, here's the thing. I'll go around and let me just go to like another random point in time. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to like January, I don't know, January 5th, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, we could go to like January. We'll just play around with it. So we'll go to like January 4th. Or actually, no, this is like New Year's, right? January, I think the New Year started like on January 3rd. So let's go to like December like 2nd. Super random time. So here is an example again. Right here. So like right here on like December 2nd, you would have your stop loss TP right there. Full TP. So full TP right there, Maddie. It's random. We just pulled up a random time. Again, like right here. So again, right here, you have a low green candle after it. Long position right here. 60. I think we might have to like just round it up because I think, I don't know, we'll see. Full TP again right there. So that's a full TP. Another one right here following it. There's actually two. There's one right there where it has the low, long position right here. Put at the previous swing, just round that to like 50 or something like that. That run. Now you're full TP again right there. So, I mean, it works really well. I mean, I'm just pulling up random points in time because I don't want to skew my testing to see if it works differently, because I don't want to like focus on specific ones, right? I want to look for stuff that I'm actually like not sure if they're gonna hit. So like, I guess again right here. So low, red candle, green candle after it. A buy right there. Around 50 or so, 500 pips with that run. Full TP again right there. So yeah, guys, this strategy looks like it works pretty well. Me and Maddie could probably go and back test this a little bit. I mean, I already back tested right here for you guys in random points, and it works perfectly fine. So maybe it'll be something that we apply. Again, right there, we have the low followed by a green candle. I think this might be good. Around like 70 pips or 700 pips, actually, 70 points. That run, full TP. Yeah, this thing actually works really nice. Again, right here. Yeah, this thing, everything I just like, I literally just pulled up a random point in time to test this out, see if it works, and actually works really good. This thing went sideways for so long. Maybe I mean, we'll have to figure out. Maybe there's like some point in time where you're not supposed to really use it that much, or I don't know. Or maybe this TP stop, the CP was probably just too wide. It was like 1,200 pips. If it was a lower, like, 75 or so, it would have hit TP. So yeah, I mean, me and Maddie or whoever wants to help me with this, we'll play around with it, and then we'll see. So like again, right here, we have a buy. I'm looking for bad trades. Like I'm literally looking for bad trades so that we can we can like look for something that, okay, I need to check the one right now. Ah, fuck, I missed it. I think this is too big of a move though, Maddie. So this right here actually would have been an entry, the one that we were just looking at, but I think it's too big of a move. It's 1,500 pips. It'll probably hit, but it probably won't hit right now. It's probably going to take some time before it actually hits. Because it's just too big of a move. 1,500 pips is a big push. I probably set TP maybe smaller, 75. Like right there. Yeah, like you said, maybe it'll go halfway. It almost did. Looks like it went almost to halfway. But yeah, I think it'll probably move to like right there. Let's draw a line there to see. Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. It's a question from Joshua. Joshua said, so you're saying that taking variations, the trend meter, yeah, it doesn't matter because it's not part of the requirements, Joshua. You only use the trend meter for the triple confluence because it falls under the intraday strategy. So no need for that on the variations because it's not one of the requirements. So let's see, we got a couple profits here that were posted. Let's see. Damn, Jay's up 23K for the day. So Jay over here took some good trades right there. He was up 14K. And then he held it. He's now at 23K. So crazy work right there, Jay. Nice work right there. Off that. Going over, Tiana is currently at 5,000 for the day. Nice work, Tiana. And Jeff over here as well. Jeff currently up 2,176. Great work, Jeff. So great work amongst everyone here. If you guys have any more profits to send in, go ahead and send them in. Charles over here, 492 off his first account. 758 off his second account. 758 off the other account as well, or he sent it twice. And then his third account made 802. So great work right there, guys. Nice work, Charles. Nice work, Jay. Nice work, Jeff. Nice work, everyone. If you guys have more profits to send in, feel free to send them in. Josh over here too sent in his profits. Locked in about 1,978 for the day. Great work right there, Joshua. And then again, right here, 2,043. Nice work, bro. So great work amongst everyone over here. You guys did pretty good. Unfortunately, I made the big win earlier this morning, and I actually lost some of it off that stupid trade that I took the one earlier. But I mean, it happens. I'm still up for the day, so not a big deal at all. Maddie over here, Dan. Maddie said he only took one account to trade today, locked in a total of 11,424 for the day. So great work right there, Maddie. Killed it. Maddie, look, it's about to hit. The one that we're looking for here. Peter said, if you look at Deswell's profits, it's all over the place. Yeah, because I think what he does is he sets it like how I'm doing right here. He sets his TP stop loss to the previous swing, kind of like how I'm doing right here, or basically at the low. He sets his stop loss at the low. Kind of seems like that's what he's doing there. I set it at about 150 because I put it at the low right here. but I think this is too big of a move. Personally, I think 150 is like, it's way too big. Because we go for 150 on the 10-minute. So if we're going for 150 on the 10-minute and we're trading on the 5-minute, I think it's way too big. We might have to go for half of that, like about 75. Yeah, exactly. Like Nick says, 75. You know, your TP stop loss is always going to be kind of based off the time frame that you're trading on. Yeah, Mad Yui said it hit with the 50 points. So if you went for 50 points here, it would have went for full TP already. So this strategy actually works really well, guys. Basically, this is not an official strategy. I literally did this in like a few seconds. As you guys can see, you know, if you guys are experienced with analyzing the charts, you guys can think of strategies off the fly, just like I did right here. Basically, this is pretty simple. I mean, this might be the K2, and we have a mentoring session later, guys. So maybe we could go over this more in detail later. We could play around with it. Yeah, Maddie said the 1-minute moves way too fast. So maybe now that the market's moving pretty quickly, we can switch to the 5-minute. The session today, Maddie, is at 2 o'clock. So if you can come on later, that'd be great. So we'll just call this V3. I mean, we have a version. We have a version for everything now. So yeah, looking at this right here is like version K2 variation V3. How many variations we're gonna have? How many Omicron variations you guys gonna have? So for this, basically, you want to identify K2 high low using K2 high low indicator, obviously. For buys, look for low with red candle. For sells, look for high with green candle. Following candle needs to be opposite. Yeah, this thing's pushing up. I wish I would have taken this trade right here, Maddie. So yeah, looking at this, enter on the open falling candle. Stop loss set at high low, TP equal distance away. So this strategy actually works really well. Maddie actually took it. He pulled out early, so that's great work right there, Maddie. But yeah, this strategy here looks really good. So, you know, another big thanks to Deswell for giving us a little heads up on what he's been applying. This is what's cool about K2, guys. Like, we have members in K2 who just think of stuff and then they show us, and then I look at it and I just make it better somehow by putting a strategy together. So if you guys ever have ideas, you know, you guys are always more than welcome to introduce your ideas, and I can create a strategy out of it. This is basically like, so I still have one-on-one mentoring sessions, guys, but they're mainly for people like this who come up with something and they need it to be tweaked a little to be better, right? To be full. So whenever someone comes up with a strategy, you know, thankfully Deswell, he's okay with sharing stuff. There's some members in K2, like if you see some of the very profitable members in K2, or some people that are just behind the scenes who make really big profits, we have mentoring sessions that are one-on-one, just me and them. They tell me their strategy and I find ways to make it better, because, you know, I see things, I can see a lot of things that a lot of people can't see because I've been trading for so long. So whenever I play around with some of the strategy, I can usually figure out a way to make things better using the K2 indicators. So let me save this as K2. It's just funny because we have so many variations now. Actually, let me see what this is. K2 5-minute. Variation P3. So, all right, we'll play around with this. Well, I'll play around with it and I'll see if I can find anything. If anything, we'll go over this during the mentoring session later, guys. I'm already 30 minutes after 8. So I'm going to be taking a break for now. I'll be back at 2 o'clock, guys. And then we can, if you guys have questions, just bring your questions to that session. I'll also be playing around with this from now until then. So if I see something interesting here, if I see any entries that I think are good to take, then then we can probably have it here to look at. Yeah, I mean, Deswell's not available right now. I've been messaging him. He's probably flying right now. Deswell's a pilot, so he's usually flying a plane. So he's trading on his phone while flying a plane. I don't think he's going to be able to come to the mentoring session, guys. So he's most likely not going to be able to show up to that. So if you guys want to play around with it yourself, you guys can play around with it, see if you find anything. But this is basically a rough draft of what I just came up with right now within the last couple minutes or so. You know, it's not very difficult. It looks like it can be applied all day. You know, maybe it's something that we can ematic and test. We'll just take every entry that we see and we'll just let them run, which is actually pretty nice because it's actually not that difficult. So, all right, guys, other than that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll give you guys an update in the group, letting you guys know that the session is coming up, you know, in a couple hours. But yeah, till then, guys, I will see you guys in a couple hours. If you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys during the mentoring session. So have a great rest of your morning, guys. And if you guys don't need to trade, I'd recommend probably just sitting out the market because it is a little wacky right now. I mean, it's more than a little wacky. It's all over the freaking place. Let me see if I can move these over here. But as you guys can see, there's actually a lot of areas of liquidity that are building up right now. So when the mid-market reversal comes, it's probably going to be a pretty big drop. So just FYI, if you guys are waiting for it, should be interesting. So see you guys later. I'll be back at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Then we can go over any questions that you guys have, and I'll probably go over this other variation that we just thought of right now. So have a great rest of your morning, guys, and I will see you guys in about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, in about 6 hours or so.